Thanks everybody for being here, and welcome to our public meeting, our admin meeting for Thursday, April 7th. Before we dive in, do we have any, before we even do public comment, Tyler, could you do a roll call? Let's see who's here.
This is Annie. I'm happy to help you. I have myself, Annie Cathy, Adrian Beck, Allison Franz, Andrew Chorney, Ashley Boyer, Brian West, Chris Lounsbury, Elena Evans, Emmy Bristow, Eric Dixon, Jason Emery, Kyla Leonards, Melissa Fisher, Nadine Hagman, Violet Plummer, Connor McCauley, and Martin Kitston. And it looks like in 206, we have Commissioner Strohmeyer and Commissioner Slotnick.
Thanks, Annie.
Anybody?
It's an illustrious crew of humans right there. Thanks everybody for joining us. Do we have any public comment on items not on the agenda? Anybody out there, feel free to speak up. Okay. All right, we will move ahead. So our first action item here is the consent agenda.
I will move that we approve the consent agenda.
Excellent. I would second that. And all in favor, or aye, or do we do public comment? Anybody like to comment on our consent agenda? Crickets, man, not a lot of action out there today. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Consent agenda is passed. All right, onto our action items. The first one is brought to us by our very own Adrian Beck.
Good morning. Yeah, we'll liven up the meeting.
Thank you.
What we have before you is asking the commission to sign a proclamation to recognize the second week of April, so April 10th through the 16th of 2022, as National Public Safety Telecommunications Appreciation Week, which is a really long way of saying 911 Dispatcher Appreciation Week, which is what we more aptly call them, and they're more recognized as. But nationally, we set aside this week to appreciate kind of the critical work that this group of individuals do to provide for not only our public safety, but also our first responders as well.
Excellent. And a big thank you to all of those folks who are part of Missoula County's team. So I would move that we sign the proclamation.
All right. Absolutely. Yep. This sounds like a great idea. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Which is a good thing since I already signed it there.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we didn't have any dissent.
Very good. And I'm not sure if there's an opportunity at one of your larger public meetings next week during the actual appreciation week, if there's an opportunity to read it aloud, but we'll be doing kind of some recognition throughout the week with our individual dispatchers on their different shifts. So thank you.
We should definitely be able to do that, to read this aloud next Thursday.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
So yeah, thank you. I'm looking to see, we do not have a public meeting next Thursday. Is this on the agenda for this afternoon?
Can we read it
perhaps?
out loud this afternoon?
I think we should. We'll squeeze it in, whether it's on the agenda or not.
We'll do it because we've already signed it. We can just do it at the beginning.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thanks to all the 911 folks.
You bet.
Next up is Dave Conway.
Good morning. I don't think Captain Conway can be joining us this morning. I'm Ashley Bohr with the Missoula County Sheriff's Office and the Drug Task Force. Can you hear me and see me okay?
Yes. Welcome.
Thank you. Yes. Once again, we are applying for grant funding through the Montana Board of Crime Control to fund the Five Valleys Drug Task Force. So we request that the county commissioners sign our memorandum of understanding.
Sounds reasonable.
Yeah.
I will move that we sign the MOU.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Good. Kyla.
Morning, commissioners. This is just a little housekeeping for the library board. We had Audra Loyal resign March 21st, leaving a regular member seat vacant. So the request would be to appoint the alternate member, Randy Tinglin, as the regular member to the remainder of the term that runs through June of this year. and then to be reappointed to a new 5-year term through June 30th, 2027.
Okay, so just to be clear, Audra finished out 12 years of service. Is that correct?
Yes.
She termed out.
She actually resigned. She submitted her
Resigned.
resignation after her 5-year term. Her term was due to expire in June, but she has resigned.
In June, so we're just about there.
And the person we interviewed yesterday for the alternate position, is that still open or is that?
Yes.
Was the applicant?
Yes.
So she was the only applicant?
The application period is still open.
Okay.
It doesn't close until the 29th of April for the alternate for the library.
Great.
Very good. Well, in the meantime, I would move that we appoint Randy as a regular member of the Missoula City Council Library Board of Trustees.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we are on to correspondence. We have a letter to the EPA administrator and Region 8 administrator, a visit and Smurfit Stone. There's Elena.
Yes, so this is a follow-up to a previous meeting that we had regarding Smurfit Stone and kind of where we are in the remedial investigation. And the request was to invite the Region 8 administrator, Casey Becker. So that is one letter, and that's really focused on Smurfit Stone. And then Commissioner Strohmeyer said, well, let's invite the head of the EPA. So the other letter is for Michael Regan, and that focuses a bit more on some of the other positive aspects and interactions that we've had with EPA, including our climate efforts and our air quality efforts.
Fantastic.
Okay,
I hope they take us up on this.
yes, let's hope they book their flights and get out here.
Yeah, send it off. We'll show them a fine time.
Yes.
All right, and then thank you. The next piece of correspondence to discuss is a letter of support for a 2022 raise grant application from the city, I believe.
We might be winging this since
There's no one. So they asked us for a letter of support.
this will close. I mean, we only got the $13 million
Yeah.
for the original build grant, and
Oh, here's Chris.
and this would essentially be asking for the balance to do, I think primarily, is it not the pedestrian non-motorized component of the project, or maybe Chris has some additional insights here.
So that's correct, commissioners. This is an application being submitted by the city to finish the build/raise area that's out west of Mullen Road. This does include the bike, pedestrian, non-motorized facilities, as well as additional creek restoration in it as part of the city's application. So this would kind of fill in that funding gap between the original ask and what was awarded.
As I recall, Senator Daines was very interested in the stream restoration piece previously, so.
Maybe
I think I'm pretty sure that Senator Daines' office will be submitting a letter of support to the city also. So.
Great. Well, we will certainly sign this letter and support this effort as well.
Oh, I see a hand up.
Yeah. Who's that? There's a hand.
Is that Martin?
It's Mark.
Yeah, it's me, real quick, simple question. In 2019, you guys had a contingency from Missoula that went out and lobbied on behalf of that grant in person. I'm wondering if you're aware of any group that's being organized to maybe lobby for this second grant in Washington, D.C. In other words, anybody going out to Washington to speak on behalf of this grant application?
I have not heard yet whether they're planning on that, but I know that both the chamber and others have been actively engaged again, but I've not heard specifically about a trip.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, do we have any other discussion items? Wow,
This was a pretty laid back
split
group
meeting.
today.
Yeah. Quiet and quick. Well, in that case, I believe we are finished.
Thanks,
Unless there's
everyone.
anybody who
Thanks.
wants to say anything. Yeah, thanks everybody for coming.
Yeah, speak now or forever hold your peace this
Yeah.
week. All right, goodbye.